Hello my dear student, welcome back to online class. Today let us discuss about Unit 3 Demand Analysis. The topic is Types and Measurement of Price Elasticity of Demand. A Marshall given a three kinds of types of price elasticity, but further modern economists elaborate the Marshall classification further. They stated the five kinds of price elasticity of demand, that is perfectly elastic demand, perfectly inelastic demand, relatively elastic demand, relatively inelastic demand, and unitary elasticity of demand. So for the first, let us discuss about perfectly elastic demand. It is an extreme case of the price elasticity of demand. Here in the perfect elasticity of demand, in which the case demand curve is horizontal to the OX axis. When the demand is perfectly elastic, unlimited quantities of a commodity is demanded at a revealing price, and with the negligible or infinite small changes or small increase in the demand may causes to the demand to the zero. So a infinitely small increase in the rise of price of the commodity, the consumer stop buying it. It may reaches to the zero demand. In this, the figure represent the perfectly elastic demand. Here, OX axis represent quantity demanded and OY axis represent price of the commodity. PD is a demand curve. PD implies the ruling price of OP. The demand is infinite, while slight changes or slight increase in the price would may leads to the demand reaches to the zero level. So in this case, a price elasticity of demand is equal to infinite. And let us move on to the perfectly inelastic demand. This is also another extreme case of the elasticity of demand, in which elasticity is equal to zero. Elasticity is equal to zero. In this case, quantity demanded of the commodity remains the same irrespective of any changes in price. Here, whatever may be the price changes, it may increase or decrease, a quantity demanded cannot be increasing or decreasing. So, in this case, changes in the price of the commodity do not affect the quantity demanded of a commodity at all. So, in here, a demand curve is vertical straight line. It is vertical straight line. Demand for salt is a best example for perfectly inelastic demand. So, you can observe it. Whatever the price of the salt may increase or decrease, the demand does not increase. A same amount of salt is demanded by the consumer, right? So let us move on to the next topic, relatively elastic demand. Demand for a good is said to be relatively elastic or elastic if price elasticity of demand for it is greater than 1. In this case, a price elasticity of demand is greater than 1. When the proportion of changes in the quantity demanded is greater than that of a price, the demand is said to be relatively elastic. In here, a small changes in a price may lead to a large changes in a quantity demanded. In this case, elasticity of demand is greater than 1. In the diagram, it shows that OX axis represent quantity demanded and OY axis represent price of the commodity. Here, OP1 is a initial price and OQ1 is a initial demand, quantity demand. When a price decreases, that is OP1 to OP2, the demand increases to OQ1 to OQ2. Here you may observe that a small decrease in a price leads to a large changes in a quantity demanded. Here QD is greater than 1. And relatively inelastic demand. When a price given proportionate change in a price of a commodity leads to a small percentage change in the quantities demanded. That means here the price of the commodity, there will be a large changes in a price of the commodity. It leads to small changes in a quantity demanded. A more change in a price shall causes a less changes in a demand. The demand curve slopes downwards, left from right, it is steeper. So in this diagram, OY axis represent quantity demanded and OX axis represent quantity demanded and OY axis represent price of the commodity. Here OP is original price, OQ is original quantity demanded. After that, a price of the commodity decreases OP1 to OP2. Okay. Then a quantity of demanded also changes, that is OQ1 to OQ2. But you can observe this. A changes, it is not the same proportion. A changes in a price is more than a changes in a quantity demanded. Okay. So it is a perfect relatively inelastic demand. Let us move on to the unitary elasticity of demand. Unitary elastic demand is when the proportionate change in the demand is equal to the proportionate changes in a price of the commodity. That means it is a same proportionate of changes in a price leads to same proportionate changes in a quantity demanded. The change in the demand is same as change in the price. It may increase or decrease. The demand curve slopes downwards from left to right and it is rectangular hyperbola. So ED is equal to elasticity of demand is equal to 1. Here OP1 is a original price and OQ1 is a original quantity demanded. A proportionate decrease or changes in a price leads to a proportionate changes in a quantity demanded as same. It is a same. You can observe in this diagram the gap between OP1 to OP2 and OQ1 to OQ2. So it is unitary elastic demand. Discuss about measurement of price elasticity. There are 4 methods of measuring price elasticity of demand, that is ratio or percentage method, arc method, total outlay or expenditure method, point method or graphic method. Let us discuss one by one. First is ratio or percentage method. This is a popular method used to measure elasticity of demand. In this method, price elasticity of demand is estimated by dividing the proportionate change in the quantity demanded by proportionate change in the price of the product. So ED is equal to elasticity of demand is equal to proportionate change in amount demanded of price X, commodity X divided by proportionate change in the price of the commodity X. So elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in the amount demanded divided by percentage changes in the price. And next, arc method. Arc elasticity is used as a measure in case of available figure on price and quantity are discrete, and it is possible to isolate and calculate the incremental changes. Arc elasticity of demand is value of price elasticity of demand over a range of price. Professor Baumol said defined arc elasticity, arc method. Arc elasticity is measure of average responsiveness to change price change exhibit by a demand curve over some finite stretch of the curve. This method finds particularly application when we want to calculate price elasticity of demand between any 2 points on the demand curve. So to be more specific, arc elasticity measures the elasticity at midpoint of an arc between any 2 points on the demand curve. And next one is expenditure method. Professor Alfred Marshall evolved the total outlay or total revenue or total expenditure method as a measure of elasticity. By comparing the total expenditure of purchaser both before and after the change in price, it can be known whether his demand for good is elastic or unity or less elastic. Here, total outlay is price multiplied by the quantity of good purchased. According to Marshall, this method there is a 3 category of elasticity of demand as under. That is unity elasticity, relatively elasticity and relatively inelasticity. First one is unity elasticity. When with the change in price, the total expenditure remains unchanged. Demand is said to be unit elastic. That is, when the price changes, a demand expenditure, that is total outlay, remain unchanged. It is remain constant. So it is called as unit elasticity. Here total expenditure remain constant in the case of unit elasticity. And also the quantity demanded is adjusted in such a way that the amount spent remain same. Here you can observe the table and the diagram. The table represents the relationship between price and the total outlay. The total outlay or expenditure of the consumer remains the same between the two different prices. The elasticity of demand is unit, right? Here the price is changed but the total outlay remains unchanged. It is constant. The same fact can be geographically shown in this figure. In OX axis represent total outlay and OY axis represent price of the commodity. Here the price is changed, that is changed P1, OP1 to OP2, but the quantity demanded is OR only, right? Sorry, the outlay the expenditure is OR only. And relatively elastic. When with the rise in price, the total outlay falls, or with the fall in price, the total outlay rise. Here, when the price of the commodity rise, the total outlay falls. When the fall in the price, the total outlay rise. Here, inverse relationship between price and the total outlay. Demand is relatively elastic when with the fall in price, the total expenditure increases. When with the rise in price, the total expenditure decreases. Total outlay and price move in the opposite direction, right? You can observe it. When the price increase, total outlay decrease. When the price decrease, total outlay increase. So it have a positive direction. When total outlay and the price move in opposite direction, demand will be relatively elastic. Here the price goes on diminishing, but the total outlay goes on increasing, right? Here if the fall in price result in an increase in the total outlay or rise in price result in a fall in the total outlay, it is shown in the figure. The elasticity of demand is said to be greater than 1. Here the elasticity of demand is greater than 1, which is shown in the figure also. Price of the commodity has been represented in the OY axis and the total expenditure or total outlay of the consumer is represented in OX axis. With the increase in the price from OP3 to OP2 and OP1, the total outlay decreases from OC to OB and OA. The elasticity of demand here is greater than 1. So, or demand is said to be relatively elastic. And next one is relatively inelastic. When with a rise in price, the total outlay also rises. When with a fall in price, a total outlay also falls. Elasticity of demand is less than unit. In this case, when the price rise, the total outlay also increases. When the price decrease, the total outlay also decreases. Demand in less elastic if the fall in price leads to total expenditure also fall. With a rise in price, total expenditure also rise. When a price and total outlay moves in a same direction, here total outlay and the price move in a same direction, demand is relatively inelastic. Here it can be illustrated in the table here. With a fall in price, the commodity the total expenditure also falls. Right? You can see here the prices of the commodity decreasing, but the total outlay also decreasing. Here it have the same direction. When the price decrease, a total expenditure also decrease. When a price increase, total expenditure also increases. The same fact will be illustrated in the diagram also. The price of the commodity has been represented in OY axis. Outlay is represented in OX axis. The figure represents the relationship between price and the outlay. Price and the outlay. You can observe it. It have a positive direction. Right? Amount spent by the consumer on the commodity decreases when price increases. Amount spent increases. The elasticity of demand here is less than 1 or demand is said to be inelastic. And let us move on to the point elasticity of demand or geometric method. Professor Marshall devised the geometric method for measuring elasticity at point on the demand. It is a way to resolve the problem of measuring the elasticity. The simple way of explaining the point method is consider the linear demand curve. To consider the linear demand curve, the straight line demand curve be extended to meet the two axes. When a point is plotted on the demand curve, it divides under the curve into the two segments, that is upper segment and the lower segment. The point elasticity is measured by the ratio of lower segment of the curve below the given point to upper segment of the curve above the point. That point elasticity is equal to lower segment of the demand curve below the given point divided by upper segment of the demand curve above the point. Or symbolically, E is equal to L divided by U. That is lower segment divided by upper segment. In this figure, the price of the commodity has been presented in OY axis and amount demanded in OX axis. D1 is a linear demand curve. On the linear demand curve, price elasticity varies from 0 to infinite. If point N lies exactly at the middle of the demand curve, then elasticity of demand at point N is equal to the ratio of distance between a point N to OX axis and distance to OY axis. In the diagram, point N is a halfway between D to D1. Right? En is equal to N D1 divided by ND is equal to 1. Suppose a point P lies above the middle point of the demand curve, that is D1. It is obvious that distance PD1 divided by PD1 is greater than PD. The price elasticity is EP is equal to PD1 divided by PD. That is greater than 1. At the point D, the lower segment will be equal to the whole D1, and the upper segment will be 0, right? Therefore, elasticity of demand at point D is ED is equal to D1 divided by 0. Now, suppose a point R lies below the middle point, right? It lies below the middle point on the demand curve D1. Then the lower segment D1R will be smaller than the upper segment DR. And therefore, price elasticity of demand at R is ER is equal to RD. ER is equal to RD1 divided by RD, that is less than 1. Here ER is equal to less than 1. Price elasticity will be go on decreasing as we move upward to the upward point of the D1. This is because lower segment will become smaller and smaller, and upper segment will become larger and larger. At the point D dash, the point elasticity of demand will be ED is equal to 0 divided by DD dash is equal to, it will be 0. It will be 0. If the demand curve is not straight line like a DD, if a demand curve is non-linear, it is not a straight line. As usual, the non-linear curve, then how to measure the price elasticity of demand at a given point on it? So it is illustrated in this diagram. Here, non-linear curve. The curve is non-linear. It is not straight line. So from this, if the demand curve is non-linear, then the tangent at the given point M, extending to the intercept both the axes. It should be intercept both the axes, OX axis and OY axis. Point elasticity is thus measured by a ratio of lower part of the tangent below the given point and upper part of the tangent above the point. Then elasticity of point M is measured. EM is equal to PM divided by MN. Okay, here elasticity of demand PM divided by MN. So by this we completed the measurement of price elasticity of demand. Let us move on to the factors affecting elasticity of demand. Whether the demand for the commodity is elastic or inelastic will be depend on the varieties of the factors. There are some of the important factors which determine the price elasticity of demand for a commodity. First one is nature of the commodity. The nature of the commodity affects the price elasticity of demand. The demand for luxury is more elastic than the demand for the necessity and comforts. Here, if the luxurious good price is increase, or let us take an example of if the good, for example, fridge, the price of the fridge decreases, so it is one of the luxurious good, or the people may think that a luxurious good available at cheaper rate or a less price. Okay, they go on to purchase that commodity. Or else you can take an example of gold. If a small amount of price decrease, that gold price decrease, a more number of the consumer going to buy that gold, right? Here, the demand for luxury is more elastic. A small change in a price leads to a big change in a luxurious good. And for the necessary and the comfort good, the consumption of necessary cannot be postponed, and hence their demand is inelastic. For the necessary or comfort goods, the consumer cannot postpone the consumption of these necessary and the comfort goods. So whatever the price increase or decrease, they are going to buy that commodity, whatever may be the. If the price of the rice is increasing, it is necessary to the human, right? It is necessary to us. So they are going to buy a rice at a higher price also. And next one is availability of substitute. Of all the factors determining the price elasticity of demand, the availability of substitute for a commodity is the most important factor. If for a commodity close substitute are available, its demand tends to be elastic. If the suppose there is substitute goods availability in the market, here the demand is elastic because substitute is available. For example, coffee and tea. The consumer can prefer both the coffee and tea. When the price of the tea increases, he jump to the coffee, obviously, because a coffee is available at the cheaper price. The greater the possibilities of substitution, the greater the price elasticity of demand for it. And variety of uses. Single use goods will have generally less elastic demand when compared to multi-use goods. The commodities like coal and electricity have a complete composite demand, have a higher price elasticity of demand. With a fall in prices, these commodities may be demanded for the various goods, various uses. And next one is consumers' income. Price elasticity of demand for a commodity also depends upon the income of a consumer. Generally, larger the income, the overall demand tends to be inelastic. The demand pattern of a millionaire is rarely affected by the price changes. If the income of a consumer increases, there should be a inelastic demand because whatever the price it may be, he can buy at a higher price also because it doesn't matters him, right? So here the demand pattern of a millionaire is rarely affected by the increase in the price or price changes. Next one is possibilities of postponement. The price elasticity is affected by a possibilities of postponement. When the demand for a product is postponable, its demand will tends to be elastic. In case of the good which are urgently required, there may be a will be a inelastic. That means if a consumer wants some of the good, if that good is not necessary or he can postpone that buying of good, the demand tends to be elastic. Okay, when the good is urgently need, it is necessary to him, he on that time the demand is inelastic. For example, some of the medical equipment, the person he want urgently for the operation, he can buy at a higher price also. Here the demand is inelastic. Whatever the price it may be, he can buy at a higher price it may be, the demand tends to be inelastic. And range of the prices. Price elasticity of demand also depends upon the range of the price. High price commodities like diamond and the low price products like salt have low price elasticity. Commodities having price in the moderate range are the price elasticity. Here, it also the price elasticity also depends upon the range of the price. The demand is different between diamond and the salt, right? The price of the diamond is more and the price of the salt is less. Here commodity having price in the moderate range at the price elastic. And time period. Price elasticity in short period is low, while in the long period it will be relatively higher. This is because it is possible for consumer to change their consumption habit in the favor of cheaper substitute. Therefore, in the long period, elasticity is generally high for the all the commodity. In short run or short period, here the elasticity is less. In the long run or long period, here elasticity is more, generally higher for the all the commodities. And postponement of expenditure. So, proportion of expenditure. Items that constitute a smaller amount of expenditure in the consumer's family budget tends to have a relatively inelastic demand. And durability of products. In the case of durable goods, the demand generally tends to be inelastic in the short period. In the case of perishable good, on the other hand, demand is relatively elastic. If that good is perishable, the demand is elastic. And habitual necessaries. Some of the good is necessary to the consumer, or some of the consumers have hobbies. There are certain commodity which have demand on the account of habit. In this case, elasticity of demand will be less. Some of the if a person have the habit of collection of antiques, coins, stamp, here the elasticity is less, or compared to inelastic demand. Whatever the price it may be, he can buy a antique piece and store it in the home. So these are the factors affecting elasticity of demand, that is nature of the commodity, availability of substitute, consumers income, possibilities of postponement, a time period, and the durability of the products, habitual necessaries. All these are the factor affecting the demand curve. By this we completed a measurement of price elasticity of demand as well as factors affecting elasticity of demand.